Hey beautifuls, Hannah here from Reality Awareness. Of course, you probably know who I am. I felt called to come live and do some psychic readings tonight. I came out of our Gateway Zoom call in Transcendence Reality Society, my inner circle for Reality Awareness, and I was like, oh, I've got the vibe to do some psychic readings tonight. So welcome. I'm just gonna share this live stream and we shall jump right into it. So hello. Let me know when you're here, say hi, let me know how you're feeling with all this world craziness. I see that some of the world is starting to open back up, which is kind of interesting. While some other places in the world are in chaos and starting to go into big lockdowns. Kind of interesting how they do it rolling around the world. I kind of find that quite interesting. All right, sharing this in one more place and I shall be right there with you. Perfect. All right, hello. I feel like I haven't been live for ages. Well, I have. I've been live for our base chakra live stream, but last week was pretty big, right? On the sacral chakra, and there was all this stuff going on in the world, and so like it was massive. And the solar flares, that's what I was trying to say. Hello. All right, just gonna bring up the comments here and we shall start this live stream stuff. Turn this off. Okay, perfect. Emma says, hey, I haven't seen you for a while. Are they new tattoos? Yeah, they're new as of February. So a little while. Oh, these ones. Camera's back front. These ones. No, I've had these for a while. These tattoos and these tattoos, they're reasonably new. I'm on the big screen tonight. Nice. Nice. All right. So hello, there's lots of people here. Hi. I don't usually go live on Tuesdays because Tuesday Tarot, like you guys already picked cards today. But yeah, it was this strong vibe. How was my day? It's been pretty crazy actually. Tuesdays have become like almost my day off in a way because I have my team help me with Tuesday Tarot. I write it, of course. Tuesday used to be my busiest day, and then I've changed that with my team support, which is really helpful and supportive. So I've had a good day, but yeah, there's been some big things going on for me, and I'm doing psychic readings because I'm not ready to talk about them yet. So we'll just keep going with psychic readings. So if you can feel stuff going on with me, you're right. There's big things going on behind the scenes. All right, so thanks for asking, Erin. Thank you. Regina says your cards were on point for me today. You're so welcome. I love that. Yeah. Okay. So let me start this. So for how I do psychic readings for people is to say yes, please. Yes, please. I'd like a reading, or yes, please, or yes, please. And I have a list of yes pleases coming up, and then I'll intuitively pick ones that come out. And you just need to stay live for the reading, and yeah, because otherwise it's not fair on other people if you're like, yes please, and then you disappear and you want a reading and you're not here. It's not fair. There is big things going on for a lot of people. I know, right? The energies have been massive. Yeah, thank you, Emma, for my tattoos. And I think too, because Loaded is starting tomorrow, and Loaded is my 3-month one-on-one, but there's a small group of us. I'm only taking a few people on board with this, and there's already some people in there. It's going to be, I want to say intense, but Loaded is like, has so many different meanings to it, has so many different layers, and this is going to be one of the most transformative 3 months ever. Usually when I have a 3-month program, like I've had 3-month programs in the past, the Goal Reacher, they're just open all the time. However, with Loaded, this starts tomorrow and this won't be open all the time because this is a very different significant program that I'm running with a very small amount of people. So the link is in the title of this live stream, and you might have already seen it today as well on Tuesday Tarot. I'll put the link in there too. But it's definitely something I'm really looking forward to it myself. So, oh, look at that. These people coming on to like scam you guys already. Goodness me. So somebody messages you and it says reality awareness or Hannah Andrews. It is not me. I don't reach out to you and say, hey, would you like a reading? Hey, I see vibes around you. Hey, message me so I can give you a reading. I don't do that. These guys are scammers, right? So you can just, if anyone contacts you like that, I don't, okay? So double check the profile. You can tell fake profiles. If you're not sure, message me on Reality Awareness here and I'll confirm it or not for you. It's definitely not going to be me, but just don't get scammed, okay? So I'm just trying to stop this person, but they're not being stopped there. So you just have to ignore them. So crazy. I see some vibes around you. Who falls for that shit? I'm sorry, but like, you guys are really intuitive. You can feel into that shit. Don't fall for it. You don't want to get scammed. All right, I'm going through the lists of yeses right now. So now that that person's gone. All right, who have we got here? Okay, so Nikki, is it Nikki Isles? I don't know if that's an L or an I. I always get confused with that. So is it Nikki Isles? Nikki Isles. Anyway, I know you know. So Nikki, this one is for you. Ooh, the owl. Thanks for reporting the scammer. That's the best way. So the owl, this is for Nikki. Deception and wisdom. So whenever the owl comes up, obviously it's like deception, obviously it says there, or wisdom. So it you know, double meaning. It's like somebody is deceiving you around you. However, this also means like the wisdom is there. The wisdom is, so for me, the owl, when it comes up, and the sense that I'm getting for you is like, well, there is someone deceiving you around you. However, it's not that they're doing it intentionally. I feel like the deception around you is, and I'm covered in goosebumps as I say this, truth bumps. The deception is you not trusting your wisdom about this situation. The deception is you not trusting your intuition about this kind of repetitive cycle that's going on. The deception is you doubting your intuition, right? So this can be like a repetitive cycle in a relationship. It can be, you know, something that you thought that you dealt with that's come up again, and you're just like, is this really gonna like keep happening? And I'm covered in goosebumps, and I feel like, you know, it could be like a relationship that you're questioning, and it's almost like, again, the only deception is you not trusting your intuition on the situation, right? That's the kind of deep feeling there, deep feeling. This is also, the owl is very connected to the priestess. The owl is very connected to your intuition. The owl is very connected to, I want to say, the truth of who you are. It's very connected to your sorcerer self, to your priestess self, to your magic self, yeah? And so I feel that there's almost like, if you've been trying to, I want to say, break out of a cycle, if you've been trying to break out of an old mold of you, like it feels like you've been trying to step out, but there's something holding you back. And it's like the deception is holding you back. It's like the doubt in yourself is holding you back. It's like you want to move forward, but you're scared to, or you doubt yourself or whatever. However, when I pulled more cards, I pulled the movement card. And so I'm like, have you just moved out of that situation? But I also feel like, I'm like, is there some sort of court case going on? Is there some sort of authority going on? Or is it that you need to ask for help around that? So something around a relationship, but there's something going on, you know, is it a court case? Is it something like that? Like the horse is about delegating authority, accepting help from another, but I don't know, I'm picking up something about courts or lawyers or documents or whatever. But this is also about heart healing and also about taking your power back. So coming out of like that cycle and the movement forward, it's almost like there's movement forward, but that you kind of come back again, right? And I want to say to you the sense that I'm getting as well. Oh, look, the bottom card is trust, like confirming what I was picking up there. The only deception is the lack of like trust in yourself, is you doubting yourself. Because your intuition's correct. It doesn't matter if that person's deceiving you or not. Like you know, do you know what I mean? Like trust your intuition on that. So, yeah, the horse is very much around taking your power back around that situation. It feels like there. So, and I want to say ask for help. It's almost like you feel like you can do it on your own. Sure, of course you can. But I feel like it's important that you ask for help right now. It's important that you, you know, I want to say reach out, because that's actually what's going to heal your heart, is actually to let other people help you with this. You don't have to do it on your own anymore. This is the sense that I'm getting there for you. So Nikki, that's for you. So let me know if that resonates, or you don't have to, of course. But that one's for you. All right, if I can have another round of yes, pleases. See. I haven't done readings for ages. Last week was so heavy for me. So big and heavy. Uh-oh. I've got psychic readings available too for the month of July. Actually, you guys might have seen that as well. $97 psychic readings for half an hour. So usually my psychic readings are $555. This month in July, we're celebrating 5 years of reality awareness online. Okay, whoever these cards are for, there's quite a few there. Hope that I'm okay. Yeah, I'm not. You guys can feel it. My daughter's in New Zealand. Let's just say it. My daughter's in New Zealand and I'm struggling a little bit with it, with all the world stuff. She went last week, and that was why it was so big, because it was out of the blue, and I'm like, oh, it's just stressful as fuck. I'm trying to let it go, but I'm like, yeah, you're booking this month, yeah, because I don't know that I'll be keeping them going. I don't know. So yeah, that's why I'm a little bit off, because I just spoke to her dad and stuff, and it just threw me. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do psychic readings, and then I spoke to them and I'm like, I don't know if I can do readings now. And I'm like, Hannah, just do readings, because you can't just stop everything. So anyway, so I'm a little bit sensitive, I guess. Oh, you're in New Zealand, that's good. I know there's people there. No, it's just safe there. It's just the world shit that, you know, people lock down and shit. It's just a little bit, the freedom's gone, you know? Okay, who's this for? I'm scrolling the yeses. Okay, Star. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Star Batistish? There's a lot of cards here for you. So listen up, guys, because I feel that there's a message for a few people in what I'm about to say, as always. So Star in particular, this is for you. So first of all, a whole lot of cards fell out. 6 to be precise. A whole lot of cards fell out, and I'm like, there's a lot going on. There's a lot's going on, and there's a lot, like a lot scattered everywhere. It feels like for you, Star. This card was like the one that fell first, and then the rest kind of just scattered everywhere. This was like the first one. And this, I feel like, Star, you are stronger than you think you are. You are stronger than, I want to say, you led on to be. You are stronger than you led on to be, in a sense of like, it feels like you're, I want to say protected, but you're protecting yourself, but there's something there. Like, I don't know, there's something here, but the indigo is very strong, right? You're a rule breaker. You're here to break down the structures and systems of society. You've got big ideas, big visions, like all those things is really, I want to say, important to you. And I feel like you hold your ground. However, there's a mess right now. So like all these cards came out, and it's like, it's a mess, but it's not. It just feels like there's a lot going on for you. It does feel like you're pulled in a lot of different places, Star, as well. So the integrity card, the mediumship card, and I'm wondering, Star, like, what do you do for work? Do you do healing work at all? I'm curious, because there's a lot of these cards sort of coming up So the integrity, the mediumship, you've got the third eye chakra, you've got the sacral chakra, and then you've also got the heart chakra. So a few chakras here. However, I feel like there's something you're standing up for, but I want to say there's conflict in your heart about it. It's almost like you're standing up for something and you know it's right. This is integrity. You know it's right, but you feel like there's something else, I want to say, that you're seeing or not seeing. Yeah, okay, you're a healer, psychic, and mental health support worker. Huge, okay? So that's why it feels like there's a lot there, right? There's a lot, I want to say scattered, but there's just a lot going on, right? Which would make sense with that energy. There's more going on that meets the eye. You're very clear on that, right? And there's more that meets the eye on the other side. The third eye chakra and the mediumship, very connected. The mediumship's all about third eye chakra. But then the sacral chakra, I feel like there's a part of you that's coming to a realization and a point where you don't want to be in the environment anymore. It's out of integrity. There's something going on that you're like, this isn't right. And you're really conflicted. This is the heart thing. You're really conflicted because you're like, it's like you want to be there for the people, but you're like, something's not right here. I can't do this anymore. Like something is out of integrity, and you're like, I want to say rule breaker indigo. It's not that. It's that you're indigos are big people for the truth and integrity. We're like, this is out of integrity. This is wrong. You cannot do this. Like what, and when we don't speak up, or we're in a position where like it's hard for us to make a decision about the right thing. It's hard to describe, right? When we know something's wrong, we're like, this isn't good. And when we know it's wrong, we get, I want to say agitated or very unsettled in a way. And I feel like this is where this is coming in about the sacral chakra. You're very unsettled about the situation, but you also don't know what to do about it just yet. And that's the heart conflict, right? But I feel like the clarity is coming. And also with the mediumship card, is there like a deceased loved one on the other side for you? I don't know, grandmother, mother, auntie, there's a female figure there. I don't know if she's related to you or not, or sister or something. Maybe she is. But I feel like she is guiding you. Like I feel like she's, I want to say she's prompting a mother and a grandmother. Okay. I want to say that she's prompting, it's more your mother. I'm covered in goosebumps. She's prompting, I want to say, you to see the truth, or she's helping you with the truth. She's helping you, covered in goosebumps, it's really strong. So she's helping you with the clarity that's coming. She's helping you with the clarity that's going to give you the information to make the decision from your heart. I also feel that this here, like, is, I want to say there's more people, there's more people that see what you see right now. I feel like it's unspoken, but there's a lot of you that are in a position where you're like, this is not okay. And I feel like you are, in that place of like, and like I said, the clarity is coming. So for now, nourish yourself in ways that are going to help protect your energy, support your energy. Your healer, psychic, medium, you know how to do all that, I'm assuming. And like just continue to, I want to say, hold your integrity and truth, but I feel like that clarity is coming. And I almost get the feeling that, I want to say, you won't have to do anything. It is super strong. Hey, I'm covered in goosebumps too. Like I want to say you won't have to do anything in a sense of like, it's all being worked out. Like there's a lot more people that see what's going on than just you do. And I feel like it's already being organized. It's already being sorted out because it's just not fucking okay. So whatever that is, and as you said, it's 100% and you're like, yep, it's like on point. And so for now, all you need to do is nourish yourself, and you will know when you need to do something or not, but your mother is like right there with that as well. So yeah, covered in goosebumps is really strong. Did she pass away very long ago at all? Not sure. Covered in goosebumps. All right, and I'll have another round of yes pleases as we go, since I already started pulling cards for the other person. Legend. Yeah, you're so welcome. So yeah, Leanne says, I was wondering what I was seeing. Hugs to you. Thanks for your openness. Yeah, it's I just had deja vu then. That's kind of weird. Wow, that was full deja vu. Oh, there's still deja vu going on. That's kind of good because I haven't felt deja vu for a while. And with everything that's been happening, that's okay, awesome. Love that. Thank you for that confirmation. Thank you everybody for being here for that moment. Because it's just been like so hard. I'm usually all good with her going to New Zealand and seeing her dad, and it's been 18 months since she's seen him as well. But just with this world stuff and lockdowns, it was stressful. It still is, because it's like, am I not going to see her for 18 months? I'm like, no. Trust, I trust. I hand it over. I keep handing it over, but it's so stressful. I'm still working on it. Anyway, all right, so thank you. I love my moon too. I love my moon too. All right, so let me tune in this new round of yes pleases. Let's have a look here. Okay. So Tash, is it Tash Skinner? Tash, this one is for you. So Tash, Earth Angel, I just pulled these before. So Earth Angel, you are a light worker who has come to Earth to teach about love. I love that image. Listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. Now there's a rainbow at the bottom of her feet there, at her knees. And Archangel Raziel is very connected to the archangels, to the rainbows. So I feel like there's a lot of, I want to say magic going on around you. There's a lot of transformation going on around you, Tash. There's a lot of transformation. There's a lot of change, it feels like, going on around you. And I feel like the change is spurred on because your life purpose is awakening. And this is all coming in goosebumps. All you need to keep doing at the moment. The white roses are really jumping out at me. I know they look kind of cream, but I guess they could be whitish cream color roses. So I don't know if roses mean anything to you as well. The thing that's happening with the changes and the transformation is going to bring you a lot of joy, but I'm really hearing the message that you need to trust this process. You need to trust all the change that's going on. You need to trust everything that is happening right now. I feel, as I said, there's a lot of joy coming in your life. There's a lot of transformation coming, but if there's one thing that I can say to you, it's like, you need to trust your intuition. You need to trust everything that's going on right now. The crown chakra as well is very much about trusting your intuition. This says, pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answers to your prayers. And this one, trust your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. Like, trust your intuition. Like, if there's one thing at the moment, trust your intuition. So Tash says, wow, yes, so much change. Yeah. And so much change is creating. So the crown chakra, as you know, we talk about the crown and we open to messages from the divine, and all the, information and light comes in, through your crown and comes down and all that sort of thing. And so the crown chakra is like all these ideas. So through all this change, it feels like everything is shifting out of your body and changing and recalibrating, because this is like streaming through. So it's like all these, they're like waterfalls, right? But if you can see, it's like in the sky, and that's clouds, right? The clouds, and that it's like coming down. Yeah. So the crown chakra coming down, it's like, this is why you need to trust even more, because all this change is creating space for all these new ideas, because your life purpose is awakening. Like, this is why all the changes happen. Does that make sense? And as hard as it might be right now, or it feels like everything's in motion, you're like, how's it gonna work out? It feels like you're on a rough sea right now, like on a wavy sea on a boat. But it's gonna bring a lot of joy into your life. So yeah, I mean, maybe you need to sing and dance as well, but that's the kind of feeling there. So continue to trust, and if you're not sure, trust some more. And if you're not sure, listen to your heart and trust some more. Yeah. Perfect. All right, so that was yours. Yes, so Tash says the last year has been huge. Yeah, it's been massive, right? So massive, oh my gosh. But yes, really hearing that for you too. Yeah. Yeah, keep trusting. It just feels like if there's no solid ground beneath your feet, your trust creates the solid feet, the solid ground, if that makes sense. Yeah. All right. Okay. Sorry, just texting her because I'm on live stream. Okay. So another round of yes pleases. And Regina says, I used to find it hard enough, my daughter being a few hours away, let alone being in a country away. Doing a wonderful thing for her. Yeah, he used to live here. Was when and then I think it was like she was 7 or 8, and he moved back to New Zealand. And she, before all the world stuff happened, she would like fly over. It started off like 2 weeks back, or a while back, and then be 2 weeks, and then I don't know, over a space of a couple of years, it ended up being like month here, month there, month here, month there, because we homeschool, we could do that. And then the last time she was there, she ended up staying for 3 months. So it kept getting longer because I guess she was more comfortable there, and you know, that's what she wanted to do, so I trusted that. And so yeah, and that's just kind of how it was and how it is. And the last time she was there for 3 months, and she came back, and that was January last year, and then we went into lockdown, and she hasn't been back since. So yeah, it's pretty special being able to go like that and have that relationship with her dad and all the things. I think we're pretty blessed like that. Okay, Kristen, this one is for you. Just seeing the yes pleases coming through. So Kristen Amanda. Okay. You guys on this live stream, you know you're healers, right? You've got the spiritual teacher card, and is it Tash? That's who I just read for before. Got the Earth Angel card, and now you, Kristen, spiritual teacher, is the bottom card of the deck. Your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. Your life purpose is awakening as well. That's why all the change is going on for you too. This is like in the right now card. So in the past card, you have patience. It's kind of like, just freaking wait a minute. Like, that's the feeling of it. It's like, Kristen, can you just wait a minute? Like, that's the kind of feeling of it. It's almost like, Spirit's going, it's happening. Can you just wait? That's the feeling, yeah? You're so welcome, Star. Thank you for being here. It's happening, okay? Just wait. That's the patience, yeah. And it just feels like there's been I want to say it feels from you, Kristen, like it has been fuck, I'm not ready yet, like a frantic sort of like, quick, I gotta get everything ready, like, and Spirit's just going, it's okay, just wait. It's okay, it's happening, right? This has a divine timing, yeah. As much as we feel like that at times, like, of course I feel like that too at times, right? But there's a divine timing, and I feel that there's a lot that's releasing from your life right now, but I feel like you have walked away from something. I feel like you've gone, yeah, no, I'm not doing that anymore. No. And it feels like you've closed a couple of doors recently, and even over the past 8 months maybe. It feels like you've just continued to walk away, or continued to just say, no, I'm not doing that anymore. That's not okay. So that's what that feels like there for you. And it does feel like, because it says you've finished one part of your life, and now a new and even better part is beginning. And I feel like you've got solid foundations on something. Like you're really grounded in something. So like her feet, sorry, this is back to front for me. Her feet in the flower there, they're really solid, like on the flower petal, like, you know, in the center. And it just feels like you're really grounded in something. Now, whether that's really grounded in yourself, but it feels like you have a solid footing in whatever it is you're doing. Like your conviction in like, nah, not fucking doing that anymore. And your conviction in the groundedness of who you are and what you are doing. I feel like you have built some sort of foundation though, like, and I feel like that's giving you that solid footing, but I also feel it's to do with how solid you feel in yourself. Maybe that's because of that, you know, you've built that foundation regardless. Let's do some research. So I feel like there's some learning coming up in a sense of like, you know, if you have or haven't started, you know, some sort of spiritual course, like I feel like that's on the horizon. Or maybe you already do that sort of work, but so I meant to say this before. So she's surrounded by rabbits. Rabbits in the liquid crystals connects to chrysocolla, and chrysocolla is like the deep feminine. It's like, it's silence, that's its purpose, but it's that deep feminine awakening. I want to say it's that deep feminine like sense of self. It's that deep connection to your intuition, and I feel like this and the solid footing is giving you the space to actually do what you want to do, and actually, like, I want to say, create your own path. It just feels like you're at this point where you're like, cool, the world's my oyster as much as it's open, and these are the paths that I'm choosing. This is what I'm doing, like, and it just feels really solid, really grounded. And you know, even though I feel like this phase has passed, I also want to say it's still okay. Like, this has a divine timing, and everything that you're doing, you're 100% on path. You're 100% at the right time, at the right place, at the right moment, at the right breath. Like, everything is unfolding. So just, it's okay. It's the sense for you, right? So yeah, that's for you, Kristen. Kristen, I think it's Kristen, not Christine. Yeah, so much change. Yes, lots of people having lots of change, right? I think it's in the air for sure. All right, another round of yes pleases. Yeah, Kristen said, thank you so much. I needed to hear that. You're so very welcome. All right, who's next? Yes. Okay, so another round of yes pleases. Let's have a look. Thanks for letting me share. I wasn't going to share because I've just been nervous too. I don't know why. I think it's just the world stuff getting to me a bit. I think what it is, because also when, you know, went to the airport and stuff, it's like, man, like just seeing the shops shut, like, it's like, is it ever going to go back to normal? Because like, I used to travel with her in the start until she started feeling comfortable to fly by herself, and you know, the duty free and the whole excitement, and now like the airport's like bare and the shops are closed and everyone's on edge. It's just like, man, this is fucked. I think that part got to me as well a bit, so I've been processing that. All right, who is these cards for? These are the archangels messages for. Who is it for? Okay, Razzle, Dazzle, and Crystal Sharp. I'm reading two people at once. Zanetta Ryan, kind of filling for you as well. So let's see. So, Razzle Dazzle. So we've got breathe. This is interesting. This came up in the gateway that I just came out of in the inner circle. So in Transcendence Reality Society, once a month, I do a hot seat mentoring, and one of the students in there, beautiful Josephine, she's talking about breathing, and on so many different levels, I won't go into that, but it's like this crystalline breathing system. This is what feels like really strong for you right now. So for Razzle Dazzle, I also want to say breathe, take a breath. So in Transcendence, the 6-week course that we've almost finished, there's a activation in there called the crystalline breathing system, and it's activating that crystalline breathing system because with everything that's going on, the air that we breathe is getting more and more thick, I want to say, and it's so important to clean your body. Archangel Raphael is very connected to health and wellness and your physical health as well. And so this air that we're breathing, it just feels like it's so important to really clean your body so you can take a bigger and deeper breath. Now, so for Crystal, I'm getting the sense as well around physically cleaning your body. It also feels for you, Crystal, that I want to say it's okay. So it's interesting. This is Zanetta, Crystal, and Razzle Dazzle. I also want to say to you all, like, it's okay, take a breath. Like, just stop stressing out. Like, just breathe. Like when this card comes up, it's also like take a break, step back, just it's okay. Just it's all going to be okay. Interesting, because the next card is nurture. So Archangel Gabriel, nurture an inner child. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you. And so when we're freaking out, it's our inner child that's scared. And when we can nurture our inner child, we tend to breathe deeper. We tend to be able to, I want to say, release the fear and anxiety, because it's our inner child that's scared. Now, interesting, just take a break. Stop trying to force things. Stop. Just stop. You know, it's a very similar message actually to what we just read, right? So just, it's okay. It's all going to work out. Nurture your inner child. Take extra care of yourself right now. Be gentle with yourself. Like, just nurture, okay? This one, remember who you are. Archangel Michael says, remember who the fuck you are. Are you guys joining Loaded? Because this is what this is about. So it's almost like, and I want to say this to a lot of you as well. It's interesting. This, oh look, so the overlying card, I just checked that, is healthy lifestyle. So what I was saying before about breathe, but clean your body so that your blood is not as toxic, because the air we breathe with chemtrails, blah, 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 even the food we eat, processed food, like it's full of crap, right? We're not supposed to eat processed food. So if you haven't done a cleanse recently or ever, it might be a good time to look at that. So this is a strong message coming through, because if our blood is toxic, we're not going to be able to bring in as much oxygen as what we can, which is going to affect other things, etc. So nurturing your inner child to help release the fear, but this is what's awakening. I also want to say that your inner child is the seat of your life purpose. Your inner child has so much wisdom and is usually being shut down from raised in society just because of the way society is. So listening to our body is so important. Yes, exactly. So this is a big, strong overlying message for you three in particular, but probably for everybody. Zanetta as well. I feel like this is really strong as well, and getting something about physical exercise is really important. Not sure if you move your body or what sort of exercise routine you do, but that's really strong for you there. So we've got remember who you are. Remember who the fuck you are. So Loaded tomorrow is really looking at physical aspects. We're good at spiritual stuff. We know how to work it. We know how to use it. And Loaded has got so many different layers to it, but a big part is the physical layer. It's our body. It's the denseness in our body and what we're shifting out and transforming the darkness to light within our body. So it's really looking at our physical health, how our mental and spiritual health comes into this and really starts shifting the darkness in our body as well. So Zanetta says, okay, I'm actually pregnant, just early days. Okay, cool. So I don't know if you exercise or not. So be mindful when you do exercise, obviously when you're pregnant. So what came to mind with the exercise being pregnant is like yoga, gentle yoga. Yeah. And that really sort of, I want to say yoga because it connects you with your body. So any movement that connects you with your body, talking to your baby, etc. So that's interesting that came up there. Wouldn't worry about detoxing at all through pregnancy. Just forget about it. Just eat what you feel called to eat intuitively. So the remember who the fuck you are, I feel like is really like, I want to say you've lost parts of yourself along the way. And this, his sword is really jumping out at me. Interesting, in the Trust Intuition training we did yesterday as well, it was really about, we did the archangels. Actually, we went through the archangels yesterday. It was such a nurturing live stream that we did there. And this sword of truth, some of you probably know, but Archangel Michael has a sword of truth, right? It's a sword of light, sword of truth. And you can use Archangel Michael's sword of truth and gently place it inside of somebody to see if they're lying. So this kind of works well with the government, whatever. You see them talking on like a live news report. And so then you're like, hey, Archangel Michael of 100% light, always call of 100% light, no matter who you're talking to in the spirit world. Archangel Michael of 100% light, may I please borrow your sword? And like gently place it inside of them to see if they're lying or not, right? I don't know if you guys have heard that before. So if they're lying, they'll start fumbling or tripping up on their words or getting agitated or whatever. And so I don't know if you could do that to people on live. I don't know, is that a thing? Yeah, I've got my sword. It's kind of significant, right? It's my priestess sword there. So you can use Archangel Michael's sword of truth. Anyway, the point is to remember who you are. So when our physical body is dense and full of shit, it's very hard to, when I say hear intuition, but that does come from an energetic space as well. However, you can also use this for yourself to actually place the sword within yourself. Like, hey, am I being in integrity? Hey, do I need to be more honest with myself? Hey, am I being truthful? Like, you might know you are, but it might help you to come into a deep space of really remembering who you are on all levels. And I feel like if you are being called to do a detox, I think Crystal had commented saying that she is doing a detox. Just started a detox yesterday. Oh, confirming. See, I thought this was for a few people. What was I saying? Yeah, for the detox, that this helps you be clearer on this. Yeah. So yeah, you're so welcome. There's another card that came out, and I feel like it's the overlying card. Well, there's two, because the bottom card is also this. Now this is important because these are both Archangel Sandalphon. So for all of you, Crystal and is it Razzle Dazzle and who else am I reading? Crystal and Zanetta. Archangel Sandalphon, it's interesting, we just did the archangels yesterday. Just like all archangeled up at the moment. So Sandalphon is all about gentleness, which is this one here. Archangel Sandalphon is deeply connected to sound. So when you get a song stuck in your head, pay attention, right? You know, you get songs stuck in your head, or in the middle of nowhere, a song just starts playing in your head and you're like singing along and you're like, oh. Now you can Google the lyrics to the that you're hearing of the song to like read them, or maybe you know the song. And then the sound, like the lyrics are a message, right? And this is the way that Archangel Sandalphon communicates to you. So Archangel Sandalphon, deeply connected to the ear chakras and very much about opening up to hear, also about slowing down. So Zanetta, you're pregnant, slowing down and gently connecting to like just lots of body connection and getting the sense for you, Zanetta. Eating whatever you feel like and intuitively, of course, for your pregnancy is what I always recommend, unless your doctor says otherwise. And so the gentleness is, I feel like it's the slowing down, right? So the detoxing is slowing down and getting all the crap out and shifting your frequency and shifting your vibration so that you can really hear this. And this is about taking care of yourself on such a deep level. Now, Archangel Sandalphon is also the gift bearer. He brings your prayers to God. He takes your prayers to God. So Archangel Sandalphon, we angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. So the openness, the opening, the slowing down so that you can receive. Because if we're busy and go all the time, we can't receive, right? A lot of people who are trying to fall pregnant are very busy all the time. So Zanetta, if you are someone who's usually quite busy, it's a real message to slow down and really that deep body connection and slowing down so that, you know, the baby can come in a way, right? So Razzle says, very accurate. My life has been crazy busy and I've not been looking after myself. This is a big wake up call. Okay, awesome. Are you listening? Sandalphon says, are you listening? Are you hearing? No, you are, but this is interesting. Sandalphon's come up as well. Nurturing yourself and your inner child. Now, sometimes, and I just want to say, if we're really busy and then we're like, oh, I need to do a detox and like, sometimes when we're coming out of a really busy phase of our life, trying to jump straight into a detox just doesn't freaking happen, right? So Crystal, you said you just started detox yesterday. Perfect. Razzle, you're like, I'm coming out of a busy phase. Like, so I want to say to you, like, don't expect yourself to step into a full detox plan and be strict on it like tomorrow. Like, I want to say it won't work. And hey, maybe it will work. I don't know you. I don't know your commitment levels. I don't know how busy you are in your life, right? But sometimes coming out of a very busy phase is a detox enough in itself, right? We have to remember there's different levels of detox. There's different things we're detoxing from. So Zanetta, like I said, I wouldn't recommend doing a detox because you're pregnant. Don't do detoxes when you're pregnant. Like, it's not a thing, right? But the detox might be like slowing down so that you can nurture and connect with your body, right? Crystal just started slow, right? It's so important just to start slow, because sometimes like we were like, yeah, I need to do it, or it's like, yeah, I need to do this detox. And then we try and do it and it's more stress, right? It's way more stress on the body and in our life and on so many levels. And then it's like we're trying to do it and we're still like reeling off the levels of stress coming from a really busy phase in our life. And it just, I want to say, it doesn't work, because when we think about a detox, we're shifting stuff out of our system. We need space in our life to slow down, to let it release, to let it, come out, whatever. And if we're still stressed from a busy phase and then putting more stress on our body in a way to detox, it doesn't work, right? Well, it can, but I don't recommend it. Okay. So for you, Razzle, cool. Like, if you're going to change your diet and it feels alive for you, do that. Okay. But what I'm saying is, like, don't put more pressure on yourself to try and detox, as well as detoxing from a busy phase. I would be like, just detox from the busy phase, create more space to nurture yourself in whatever way, which shape or form. Maybe you can plan to do a detox, and covered in goosebumps when I say this, truth bumps. Maybe you can plan to detox, I don't know, start of August or September, right? If you've been busy for 18 months, give yourself a break and let yourself just nurture yourself, okay, while you create space for this little baby there to be nurtured, i.e. yourself, right? And then worry about food and stuff. But again, if you're just like, no, I can start changing my diet tomorrow as well, but I'm going to go easy and slow and not be hard on myself if I just still eat my normal food, right? Like, because again, you have to remember, and it's a bit like what I say to people, if you've been in a toxic, full-on domestic violence relationship for a long time and you come out and try and do a physical, body detox, like, I don't recommend it, because you're detoxing emotionally from that level of stress and everything. Like, no, you don't want to put more stress on your body, because doing a detox is big, right? It is very underestimated. The emotions that come up, the trauma that comes up from, releasing the comfort foods, like, it's a big deal, right? So you got to be in the right space for it. You got to have the right support. So go easy on yourself, find the right detox, and I want to say wait for the right time. And some people wouldn't agree with that. But again, it's really trusting your body, trusting your life, and really looking at the capacity that you have. If you're busy, you're running a business and you're looking after a family and you're doing all the things, like, the reality of like stepping into a full-on juice fast for the next 7 days and trying to do everything, like, I just wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend maybe cutting out dairy and meat for a week and eating whole foods and eating juices, and having juices, but I wouldn't recommend doing a full-on juice fast, especially if you've just come out of a massive busy phase, and just making a commitment to stop being busy is sometimes enough of a detox. Yeah. So in essence, it's about connecting into the truth of who you are and being honest about your reality. It's the first step to awakening your life purpose in the 12 divine steps is honesty. It's being clear about your reality, and it's being in integrity in what's right for you and trusting your intuition about the detox that's important for you, for your healthy lifestyle, right? But regardless, it's all the healthy lifestyle. Yeah. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. The song happens all the time. Yeah, that's Archangel Sandalphon. And highly clairaudient, if you hear that as well, of course. Yeah, crazy busy, not looking after yourself. And yeah, just the time to look after yourself. And like I said, it can just be a time to just slow down and start actually taking, care of yourself. And it could be like as simple as, getting to sleep earlier, taking longer showers, stopping and being conscious of your breath, stopping and eating food consciously. The little things can make such a difference when you've been in a busy phase, like it really does have a big effect. Yeah. You're amazing. Thank you. I'm just a reflection of you, but I deeply receive that as well. You get songs stuck in the head as well, Yan. Yes, Archangel Sandalphon, there you go. You're even hearing his like connection to you. Yes. Yeah, so awesome. Yes, I definitely do one-on-one readings. Thank you for answering that, Regina. So Michelle sharply asked if I do one-on-one. I do. And so for the month of July, I am having a celebration because of celebrating 5 years of reality awareness being purely online. It's a big, big milestone for me. So my 30-minute psychic readings are usually $555. For the month of July, they are $97. So the link is in the title of my live stream. I also put a link in the comments now for you as well. So I'll have another round of yes pleases and we shall see who comes up now too. So just grab the link. All right, and we're starting Loaded tomorrow. I'm so excited about that. Loaded is my 3-month program, and it's definitely a different 3-month program than I've ever done before. We're really focusing on the physical body. Of course, we focus on the spiritual aspect and the intuitive stuff and everything that we go through as well. But this is about transforming the darkest aspects of your body. So any mold, toxicity, all this stuff, we're going to really dive deep into on so many different layers. We're going to delve into this. I'm only taking a small group through with Loaded because of the capacity that I'm supporting you in, but I'm really looking forward to that. So let me know, comment Loaded below if you haven't seen the link, and I shall get the link to you. The link is also in the title of this live stream as well. I'm going to pop the link in the comments now for psychic readings as well. So yeah, and I love that, Raza, when you said describe me so well, like going fast and busy. Like I've been that person. I'm still that person at times, so I know that well. I know that feeling, I know that vibe. I can pick it up a mile away. I'm like, I know you're like me. Yeah. All right. Self-care is the key. Yes, 100%. Honestly, that can be like the biggest shifter in your life ever. Ever. So, so powerful, yeah? All right. So Taylor asked, how am I tonight? Someone else asked me that before, and I'm a little bit still processing the fact that my daughter's in New Zealand, and I don't mind, like she's been there with her dad many times. They're amazing, but it's just the world stuff that's on my mind. So if I'm a little bit off, that's what's going on. There's more I can share, but I was like, I'm going to do readings instead. But you guys pick it up anyway. So trust that you know when something's off of me, because I always share eventually. I'm just not ready to fully share yet. So anyway, you guys are in tune and picked it up. All right, so let me see, who are these cards for next? So when I'm tuning in, I'm scrolling my mouse and then I just intuitively stop. Okay, so Tiana Ricciana, I'm not sure if I pronounced her name correctly, and Carissa Motak, not sure I pronounced that name either correctly, but this reading is for both of you. I tend to read people at the same time. And is it I don't know how to pronounce your name, it's Fualf, LAF, I can't even spell. Oh, Ash is in New Zealand. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Some of you in New Zealand. Okay, so 3 of you. So Tiana, Carissa, and I don't know how to pronounce the name. It's just, I'm going to say Lafaya Ali. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry with my pronunciation, guys. All right, so reading 3 of you again. So, Tiana. So we have nature. This is interesting because this is always about coming back to your true nature, but it's also about connecting with nature. So connecting with nature, getting outdoors. However, it's interesting because Oklahoma, oh my God, I have a special connection with Oklahoma. All right, I'm getting distracted. So the nature. Connecting with your true nature. This is interesting in a sense of the cards we've pulled for other people on this live stream. Earth Angel and Spiritual Teacher, and this connecting back to your true nature of who you naturally are yourself, your true nature of you, right? And so this true nature of you, leave that there for a moment. We have the Forgiveness card. we have intention. There's also spiritual growth, and the trust card has come out again. So the overlying card is support. Yeah, so the support. Now, with these cards, it's interesting. So the spiritual growth, I also feel, so Carissa as well, I feel like, I feel like there's been a big change for you guys. The spiritual growth, it feels like there's a bit of a whirlwind. It feels like there's a bit of a cyclone, a hurricane. There's a spiral, like a spiral going up is what I see. It's like a hurricane, but it's a spiral going up. And so this is like, I want to say, signifying the spiritual growth. I feel like there's been awakening. There's been something that, Carissa, especially, you've needed to walk away from. There's something that you've just been like, I just have to go. I just have to leave. I just have to go. I have to just, I can't do this anymore, in a sense of like, I've done all I can. I have to go. Like, there's something that you've, I want to say, walked away from, or it's that you've been pushed away from in a way. And I want to say, like, be gentle with yourself. Like, stop beating yourself up. Stop thinking that you could have or should have done something different. I feel like there's a softness required right now, and it's very similar to the other message that I just shared as well. But it just feels like you're on solid ground, but there's nothing else that you could have done or could do right now. And it's just like, just like that other card, just breathe. Yeah. For Tiana, I also feel that this is like, there's something awakening you right now back to your true nature, which again is very similar. The spiritual growth, like something is shifting you. Carissa, I feel like you've really been pushed out of something, or something, right, has pushed you out. For Tiana, I feel like there's a spark or a sparkle that is kind of bringing you back to life. There's something like, I don't know what she's got, like flowers in her hand, but it feels like she's just trying to grab something, or she's just looking at this like, oh, here's this, like, oh, is this, can I really have this? Like, is this for me? Is this really the spark? Is this what's going to bring me alive again? Is this the magic? Like, can I really receive this right now? It just feels like there's something like there, and I want to say, like, yeah, you can have this. This is for you. Like, stop being so hard on yourself and let yourself receive this right now. Like, I want to say, Tiana, why do you keep pushing this away? Like, this is not to be pushed away. This is being given to you. Your true nature is awakening, and it's important that you let yourself receive this right now, right? So I'm not sure how I pronounce your name, Fua. I'm just going to say Fua, okay? So with you, I feel like there's a softness, or there's I want to say a breaking down of structures around you. And I feel like your intuition is like literally coming up in such a strong way right now that it's like, you cannot not ignore this. You cannot, it's like same thing, your true nature is awakening, right? But I feel like there's walls crumbling around you, like reality is shattering around you, and the only thing that you have to anchor you in is your true nature. Like for you, Fua, you're the pink, just back to front, sorry, the pink all through, like she's got this kind of undergarment, or maybe it's her dress because that's her wings, the blue. And I feel like this is like, your intuition is just like, you are your intuition now, and you cannot ignore this. You have to do this, right? And so Fua, for you, this like forgiveness, I feel, is your heart awakening, but I also feel like there's a female figure, a mother, or not really sister or auntie, it feels more mother, and it just feels like you have to do you now. You have to become you, not a shadow figure of you or something like that, right? It's the kind of crumbling happening around you. So Carissa, I thought said something here. What did you say? Oh yeah, so I just got divorced and went through a huge transformation and awakening. Oh, okay, massive, right? And you say, I have my own business, but I feel like my life path is calling me in a different direction. I have been hearing trust, and you will see it all week long. Yeah. Yep. And there's the trust card again. Michelle, I look forward to working with you. Yay. Okay, was just gonna say that. So for Carissa, okay, with your own business, when you say I have my own business, but I feel like my life path is calling me in a different direction. What's the other card here? Intention. Okay. So I want to say for you, and maybe you already know this, but sometimes we think we have to walk away from something and just start all over again. But what if there's a way to do it all? What if you have your own business, but you add something to your business? What if there's a way to get someone else to run your current business and then you do your path calling? Or do you know what I mean? It's like, what's she got in her hands? I don't know what she's got in her hands. Looks like candles, actually, if I look closely. But it's almost like, see the way she's standing? Like, what if I can have it all? What if I can do it all? What if I can have all of it? What if I can add something to my current business? Or what if I can just do it all? What if I can do that and this? Rather than we think a lot of time, and I don't know if that's a societal conditioning, like what if we have to stop that and walk away to do the thing, right? So, you know, yeah, listen what you're in the process of doing right now, of course. So need I say any more? You just need to continue to trust because you're right on path. You have all the support making that happen, right? So a few says, I'm working on my spiritual journey and I feel confused at times. Yeah, so this confusion, right, comes in from the nature awakening and your intuition, right? And remember the intuition in, you know, I was just feeling there as well for Chris at the start. I said this spiral up, it's like the hurricane up, right? And so the spiral up is your awakening, and the Kundalini awakening, it's you awakening, and it can flick off anything at the same time, right? Anything that's not in alignment, it flicks off, you know, like a hurricane flicks stuff off, right? And so the confusion, I want to say, comes when we're like moving up this spiral and up this spiral, and we kind of hit a point in the spiral, and that's where the confusion is, because there's a recalibration point that goes on, and then we go up again, and then we hit this confusion because we're recalibrating, and then we go up again. So you have to remember, I always say you're not lost, you're recalibrating. Confusion can be the lost feeling. You're not lost, you're recalibrating. Every time you feel that, you just have to remind yourself, I'm just recalibrating right now. If you change the language to I'm recalibrating right now, and I trust that I'm in the right place at the right time, everything can shift, right? So in a sense of like, we don't like, oh, lost and confused, even though we still feel lost and confused, if we have that underlying trust that we know that we're recalibrating and our life purpose is what is, I want to say, the catalyst for that, then that can really just, you know, we can still feel lost, and it's important to still acknowledge how we're feeling, but the undertone is a deep trust, because we know that our spiritual awakening is happening, and our life purpose is awakening, and this is part of the feelings that go through it, because we're awakening our deep true nature. And our the pink, like I said, is that beautiful, like, intuitive self, is just who you are. And because you haven't been that for so long, I want to say it's what's the word? Not alienation. It's you're building a relationship to it. It's foreign. Foreign is the word that I'm looking for. And so it feels foreign, and that can feel lost and confused because we don't know that person yet. We don't know this intuition yet. We don't know our intuitive self. And this is what I always say with the third eye chakra. We're building a relationship with our intuition. If you look at all your spiritual organs as a person, you're building a relationship with them. And when we're getting to know our intuition and we're going through an awakening, like, there's no roadmap for that, right? But when we can be like, okay, I'm recalibrating, I'm learning to build a relationship with this unknown path, even though it feels so familiar to my soul, I'm still like, is it right? Right? But we keep going. Yeah. So, yes, recalibrating. Oh, you keep seeing the threes everywhere. Of course you do. So threes are all about the ascended masters are around you. And Tiana says, I have so much going on, and I know I need to be more forgiving of myself to help welcome what's coming, but my mind keeps blanking. Okay, good. In a sense of my mind keeps blanking, seeing, like, I want to say, what did you say there? Like, your mind keeps blanking. my mind just blanked, right? Okay, just let me get this person off here. So your mind keeps blanking in a sense of like, number one, and this is interesting because I just spoke about this deeply in the inner circle again in Transcendence Reality Society. So mind keeps blanking can be like food related and like nanotechnology in foods and toxicity in the body and brain fog. So there's that aspect to it, okay? The other aspect to that, the blanking can be that sense of like the recalibrating, okay? But the mind blanking can be food related. So whenever you experience that, just kind of check in, what have I eaten in the last 24 hours? What did I just eat? What did I eaten in the last 24 hours? And just kind of backtrack it. So people like you and me are highly sensitive, intuitive, psychic, healers, whatever label you want to put on yourself. We're sensitive, right? We feel energy. That means we're sensitive to food and we're sensitive to chemicals and all the pieces that come with that. So some foods and nanotechnology and 5Gs and all the things going on in the world right now, and like a combination of those, and if we eat a certain food over a period of time, the toxicity levels in our body, we're like, yeah, we can handle it, and then we just keep eating it and it kind of builds up, and then it hits this point and our body goes, that's enough, I'm done, I'm out. Right, we kind of go on a bit of a wave or something. So just check in with those things. Yeah, I'm not saying it is, but it's important to just be conscious of what we have been ingesting, that day. Have we been eating that a lot? Just monitor it, okay? But the mind blanking can also just be a stress mechanism too. Like all these factors are important. When you say I've had so much going on, right? Because all of that change can create a certain level of stress as well. And we're just like, when I'm busy and stressed out and busy, if someone asked me what I did yesterday, I'm like put on the spot. I'm like, let me check my calendar so that I can remember what I did yesterday. And I know that sounds bad, but if I'm busy and stressed out and somebody puts me on the spot, right? Especially if it's a little bit confronting, I'm like, I don't do good with confrontation, right? So I'm like, hang on a second, especially when I'm in a stressed out state, for example, right? So also, Tiana, I'm getting the message for you that what's going to be really supportive for you right now is, I want to say, a meditation practice. Doesn't have to be a meditation practice if that's not your thing, but I want you to remember what the thing is that calms you. So yoga, meditation, being in nature, listening to water, even listening to nature sounds. So there's a scientific study that has been done that if you listen to nature sounds for 2 hours per day, it resets your entire body frequency. So if you don't have a spare 2 hours, I want you to catch those moments. If you were listening before, we were talking about Archangel Sandalphon and allowing the space and to stop. So when you're outside for 5 minutes from when you're walking from walk to your car, I want you to be super tuned in and conscious about the birds you can hear. Maybe you can hear traffic as well, but I want you to be really conscious of what you're hearing through nature, the wind, the sound of the wind, the birds, the dogs barking, I don't know, whatever nature you can hear. I want you to tune in. Maybe you can feel the sun on your skin and you're just very conscious of it, okay? People think they don't have time, and I'm like, you've got all the freaking time in the world from when you're walking from work to your car, for example. You just have to consciously tune in. And when you do that, it's like you're conscious, and you can even affirm in your mind, like, I am now receiving the sound of nature and it is reminding me of my true nature, and I am starting to relax and tune down, wind down, to breathe. Okay, these micro moments that we absorb nature can change our entire frequency, can really start resetting and allow our body to relax. Yeah, we were just talking about this in Trust Intuition yesterday too. This is all the stuff I teach in detail in Trust Intuition, because to trust our intuition, we need to know this stuff, right? We need to be able to tune in like that. So when you say, Tiana, I need to be more forgiving of myself, I like to say, let's just be more gentle on ourselves, because ultimately, if you want to ask me about forgiveness, I say fuck forgiveness, right? There's more coming about that soon. But the point when I say fuck forgiveness, right, is because if we're like trying to forgive somebody from like a religious perspective, we're like, oh, I need to forgive them, but like they did something really bad to you and you're seething with anger or hurt underneath, I'm like, fuck forgiveness, let's clean out that hurt, and forgiveness becomes a byproduct. to, you know, the situation because you're just not feeling all the hurt underneath all the time, right? When we talk about forgiveness with the situation we're talking about, I'm talking about gentleness. Sandalphon just before, I wonder if I shuffled those cards. Sandalphon is the archangel of gentleness. He's connected to the ears, hearing, connecting to nature, slowing down, open, space, micro moments of space. My breath gives me space, right? Be gentle. So, and it's interesting because this is green. It's the heart, right? Connecting to the heart. Slow down. Just be kind to yourself. Just don't beat yourself up. Just don't tell yourself you're being bad today. Just don't tell yourself you shouldn't eat this food today. Like, can you just be kind? Be kind to yourself instead. I've had a really busy day today. I'm acknowledging how busy and stressed out today actually was. Like my experience at the airport last week, like I was so conscious of like this self-talk, right? This is the forgiveness. This is the kindness. This is the gentleness that we need when we're living in a fast-paced, busy, hectic world with all the world top stuff on top of it, right? So really like self-talk, like I've had a really busy day today. This is what you're saying to yourself. I'm acknowledging that in myself, and actually it was really fucking huge what happened today. And you know what? I'm just acknowledging that. Just acknowledging that in yourself can be life-changing in itself, right? The self-talk is so imperative in keeping you connected to your intuition. Again, we were talking about this in Trust Intuition yesterday. So the self-talk around like, I've had a really busy day. And when I get home, I'm just going to be really conscious that I've had a really busy day. And what can I do to take care of myself? Well, you know, I'm going to take an extra long shower, or I'm actually going to run a bath, or I'm actually going to soak my feet in some beautiful salts, or just salt from the kitchen, and a flower that I found outside, because that's being gentle with myself and opening myself up to receive and slowing down and smelling the roses, right? So the mind blanking can be a number of those factors, but I just gave you some tools to really drop into that softness, that kindness, know that you're going through a lot, knowing that this is a big initiation into the next phase of your purpose awakening, right? And this intention of being kind and allowing yourself to go through the expansion, go through the changes, really allows that to anchor in, right? Okay. That was a lot, I know, but it's so important, right? So Carissa says, I've been feeling super lonely, seeing things and feeling like I'm crazy. No, there's a thing that happens. There's a thing that happens when we listen to our intuition and we step away from a situation and an environment and or relationship that we know we've needed to walk away from, and finally that happens. There's something that happens in that space. When you listen to your intuition and those things happen, what actually happens is that your intuition gets brighter and clearer and louder, and you might start seeing visions. Why? Because when you listen to your intuition and you walk on the path of your purpose, usually it involves awakening the consciousness of humanity in some way, shape, or form. That means you're a highly sensitive, intuitive empath of some sort, and you have the gift, or you wouldn't be listening to your intuition in the first place, right? Taking action on it, whatever you want to call it. So those things are very normal, right? And you just got a tattoo of the snakes as well, rising. Hello. I know that, you know, like you get it, but I'm just saying. So Carissa says, I'm reinventing it and also just started teaching yoga again. Yes, awesome. See, doing all these things, of course, all these senses are going to wake up. The loneliness, I just want to say, the loneliness is part of the grieving of being the change in the situation you've just gone through, which is huge life changes. The other part of that is that when we feel lonely, it's our inner child that feels lonely. So can work with inner child, can help really, the loneliness feeling is a really big piece as well. So definitely work with that. Okay. Let's see. So fewer says as well, I see numbers all the time, 10, 10, 11, 11, 13, 13, don't know if it means anything. Yeah, so the numbers definitely mean stuff. There's different number meanings. There's lots of different books and stuff out there these days. There's, what is that as well? So the Doreen Virtue, Angel Numbers. This book is really awesome as well. Messages in the Numbers by Alana Fairchild. I love her book. It's very detailed, very in-depth of all the different number meanings too. So hi Alison, I've been seeing your comments, I haven't been ignoring you, and I was like wanting to message you and say that, but I see you and I hear you. So 222 and 888. So there's a thing that happens. So you're seeing fewer, you're saying 10, 10, 11, 11, 13, 13. Yes, they all have definite meanings. This is a really awesome book, highly recommend. But also when we're going through lots of change, and for me personally, like over the years when I've been like feeling like my guides and my angels are not there and it's just blank and I'm like, what the fuck's happening with my life? But then I will see all these numbers, 11, 10, 10, like I'll see them all, right? And it's like, I mean, like, I want to say the darkest days in a way. And then I just keep seeing all these numbers and I'm like, okay, I get it. So meant to be, I'm in the right place, I'm still in flow. Like it's just number after number if I'm driving or whatever, the stories on my phone or whatever. And it's just like, I want to say my angels are talking to me, and they are, right? So the message is in the number. The universe is talking to you, the angels are talking to you. For me, it's like a sign that they've still got my back, even when it doesn't feel like it. But I'm like, okay, yeah, you're in my face. By the way, seeing angel numbers, seeing numbers is your clairvoyance. A lot of people think that they're not clairvoyant, and I'm like, hey, do you see angel numbers? Do you see 111? And they're like, oh, all the time. And I'm like, you're highly clairvoyant, okay? Stop saying that you're not clairvoyant, because you are. Okay, so important. Okay. So yeah, so when you're going through these phases, like you're still on path, right? And this is like your intuition awakening and that softening and coming into yourself. I feel like for you, Fewer, that reality is shattering and it's just a time for you to do you now. You know, I feel like there's things that are falling away or you need to, I don't feel like walk away from necessarily. I feel like they are just dropping away, and this is because you are coming into you, and through all this change, there's like the numbers saying, hey, you're in the right place and it's okay. Yeah. So Gayan says, so interesting, I'm super sensitive too from everything. Yeah, food makes a big difference, guys. Big time. Marcia says, I've been hearing songs repeatedly, numbers. Have you met your soulmate? I would trust your feelings on that. So yes, Kavita, you're saying, I lost my job, will I find another one? I say we create anything we want to. So, you know, like doing everything it takes to make that happen, for sure. We can definitely do that. Yeah, that's really huge about your mom. Elsie, sending you so much love. Tiana says, I actually just started to enjoy the sunrises. This is awesome. So the sunrises, it's come undone. The sunrises and just sitting and listening while enjoying the birds. Yes, so these are the moments I was talking about. These are the micro moments. These are the pieces of listening, right? And like it seems so nothing, but when we are conscious of like that connection, because you have to remember we are bombarded by technology. We're constantly on our devices. We're in the shops and like it's everywhere, right? And that's become normalized and we forget how much that affects us. So when we can consciously take a moment to connect in with nature like that, it is so profound for our system, especially when we're conscious of it and we're like connecting back to my true nature, like plugging into source. Like when we can use those affirmations, they're like doubly powerful, right? So what was I just going to say? I just shared on my story the other day too. I'm not sure if you guys saw it or not. But sunrise and sunset, if you're conscious of them as well, the sunrise wakes all your chakras up and the sunset helps you to go to sleep. So when you're watching the sunset and sunrise, again, the conscious with everything I just shared, but also connecting your chakras with the colors of the sunset and sunrise. So in the morning, you'll see that it goes like red, orange, like yellow, green, blue, like purple, like it wakes up. It wakes your chakras from the base to the crown. Like if you're conscious and look at the sky, you'll see all the colors of the rainbow. You'll see your chakras. On the sunset, it goes the opposite. It's like the purples and then it goes down like through the chakra colors. Like if you keep a conscious, and it can help put you to sleep. It can help connect back with the natural cycles and rhythms. This is deep in ear chakra consciousness, guys, that we're talking about here. Connecting with the natural cycles and rhythms of earth and of our body. Like it's a big one. So yes, gentle, gentle, gentle. Honestly, even those words are like really powerful for our system and for turning off that sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight, because we're just go, go, go all the time. We're absorbed in it, the technology, blah, 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 blah. You get it, right? Yes, you're so welcome. You're so welcome, beautifuls. Yeah, seeing numbers all the time, it reminds me that I'm not alone. Yes, exactly, right? Yes, awakening. Yes, exactly. That's the awakening, Fua. So it's just like you're supported, yeah? Yes, Sunrise, so special. You're so welcome, Gavita. So Carissa says, I've just signed up for a reading, but I didn't see anywhere to schedule time. Yes, so you'll be sent a confirmation email. Give it about 15 minutes. If it's not there, well, you can check your junk box straight away as well. If not, send me a message and I'll send it to you manually, but it should come through on the email, and the booking, the link to book the scheduled time is in there. So yes. Yeah, emotionally, and you had emotional hard time, and then you spent time in the water. Nature, honestly, it fixes everything. The biggest healers are sleep, eating well, sunlight, and nature. Before you do anything, make sure those are up to scratch, and then look at the next things that you can work on, right? Like, honestly, biggest healers ever. Sleep is a big one. Yeah. All right. I'm going to love you and leave you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I've loved connecting with you. Thank you for listening to me as well, slightly what I shared little bits about my daughter. And yeah, it's been super beautiful to be here. We start Loaded tomorrow. This is my 3-month one-on-one program where we are transforming darkness to light. We're going deep into the body stuff in so many different layers and so many different levels. Of course, we work on our intuition and the spiritual stuff, taking the light to the darkness, transforming it to become loaded in so many ways, because you already are. We are activating that and shifting out so much in the process. I shall see you there. If you want more information about that, comment Loaded below, or you might have the link from my page. Either way, you can send me a message if you've got questions about it, and I shall see you very soon. Love you guys heaps. Keep it real as always. Mwah! Bye.